Let's get into today's topic. The goal of today's topic is to talk about how you should know your value. I know this is Emmanuel on Marketing Simple. If this is your first time, make sure you like and subscribe. Watch my other videos for other great content that I put out. So, if this is your first time coming to my channel, the goal of this channel is to really, as an entrepreneur, put out my experiences out there, some of my successes, some of my failures, and hopefully along the way, give you one or two tips that you can use to implement it in your own business, or if you're a student, how to use some of the skills that I've learned over the years to really navigate yourself and figure out the best practices to help you with a job, or if you want to start a new business. Entrepreneurship is for everybody. Fail, you succeed. Now, this is a very interesting topic because a lot of times when we start out as entrepreneurs, or when you are a college student trying to get your first job, all we are trying to do is just try to get that yes, just trying to get that first paycheck. I remember when I was starting my marketing business and I didn't have my first client. I was doing every and anything I could, as you should do, to get that first client. But one of the things that I did not know was you need to understand what you bring to the table, and you need to be concise in your speech in terms of how you articulate what you bring to the table, and make sure, this is the very important part, make sure that the person that you're trying to work for, or the person you're trying to get their business, understand exactly what you bring to the table. That's what most starting entrepreneurs don't really understand. So, what are some of the tips you can use to get yourself to the point where you're comfortable with your values and what you bring to the table? Number one is you have to do an internal SWOT analysis. Right. So we all think we are the best in everything and we can do everything and we are the best. We are number one in our classes. We can solve the world's problem. But guess what? That's not the case, right? If you are trying to get someone's business, you need to do an internal SWOT analysis. And if you don't know what a SWOT analysis is, just four elements or four traits that identifies how valuable a business, a product, or a service is to its target audience. So, what is the first S? The first S is your strength, the second is your weakness, the threats and opportunities. You can go on many angles to talk about your SWOT analysis, but when you start computing internally what the SWOT analysis is for you, you start identifying what you're good at, what you're not so good at, which is a hard part to swallow, right? What you're not so good at, who is out there, who are my competitors, what are the threats to this business, what are the threats to this job if I am a student, and the opportunities that are out there. When you compute all of these four elements, now you are in a much better place to really go to someone and tell them what you are good at and how you can benefit them. So make sure you do an internal SWOT analysis if you want me to go deeper into what a SWOT analysis is and how you can really use those four key traits of SWOT analysis to stand out. Let me know in the comment section, and I'm going to talk about the SWOT analysis in detail in a later video. So, what is the next thing you have to do? When you do that SWOT analysis, you need to go back and reflect what are these hard or technical skills that I have and how can this solve someone's problem, right? And make sure you do the company's research if you want to go for an interview, if you want to go into a business. What are the pain points that this business owner is facing? You need to really understand those key elements, because if I understand the pain, then I can see if my skill sets offers a solution. So you want to make sure that you do a SWOT analysis and then you come back and say, what skill sets do I have? And you do a research on that company. And hopefully when you go, you present yourself in a very articulate manner. And when you go into the business, you need to be very concise in your speech, guys. Business owners don't have a lot of time, or if you're an interviewer or interviewee, you go to an interview room. I interview a lot of people. I don't have the time to, know your family history and all of that. Number one, I want to know if you are able to solve my problem, and how can you showcase that in a way that attracts me to you, not just to your skill sets, but to the individual. Now, when you do that, the fourth element is a very key component into, making sure you understand your value and how can you transmit that value. And what is it? Be human first, right? So this is something that I tell my clients all the time, and I tell the people that I mentor is people don't always connect to the skill sets that you have. I do not want to do business with someone that I don't like. I will not do business with someone I don't trust. I will not do business with someone I don't think represents my brand in a certain way. So what you want to do is you don't want to lead in with just your skill sets. You want to lead in with your personality. You want to be who you are. You want to be true to yourself. But at the same time, you want to be professional. You want to know how to read the room. You want to understand what social emotional intelligence is and how can you leverage some of those psychological principles to make someone see you for who you are and see the value that you bring to the table. Guys, these are my 4 tips for today. Make sure that you do a SWOT analysis. Make sure that you understand what skill set solves a client's problem. Make sure that when you go into that room, you understand exactly how your skill sets can, make sure that this client, doesn't face the same problem they're facing. And if it's a business, profitability is a big thing for them, or it could be exposure, whatever it is. Make sure you understand that too. And of course, be human, right? You not do business with someone you don't like. The same thing with everybody out there. I wouldn't hire someone I don't like. So why should this be any different? This is my short video for today, guys. I was just working and I decided I was talking to a friend about how to articulate your value and how you should use your value proposition to define your pricing, and it was a very important and interesting conversation, so I thought it wise to share it with my YouTube Marketing Simple audience. So I hope this was somewhat relevant to you. If you really want me to talk about anything, please leave a comment in the comment section below, or your first time coming to my channel, guess what? Subscribe right now. Peace out.